Enhanced COVID-19 measures have been implemented at the Pasir Panjang Wholesale Centre as it reopens for business after a 3-day closure. They include segregated zones to prevent mingling and more frequent testing. As of Wednesday, the centre is still an active cluster with 127 cases linked to it. Liang Lei reports.
It's been 3 days since these trucks last dropped off their goods here. Workers were allowed to enter in phases starting noon to prevent crowding. Some were turned away as they could not produce a negative PCR test result that was obtained in the past 3 days. Authorities were supposed to arrange for workers to be tested from Monday, but some say they had to book a test themselves.
我前天我就有申请，但是一直没有给我回复。雇主他也没有太好的办法，暂时只能在这样先等了。
前天早上去 stop 在，就没有收到，到现在还没有收到那个信息。有的是下午去，收到信息。
Inside, the complex has been split into 4 zones for vegetables, fruits, dried goods and chilled products. Workers have to wear coloured wristbands and cannot cross zones unnecessarily. These measures have caused queues and some confusion.
This might pose some difficulties and inconvenience, such as those businesses that require them to collect their supplies from the vegetable sector and the fruit sector, for example, and now they are only limited to one of the sectors.
Ms. Lee says less than half of all tenants have returned. For those who are back, some are still figuring out how to operate again. There is also stricter testing. Workers will be swabbed weekly. And those working in cold rooms will undergo tests twice a week. There are also new restrictions for buyers. When night falls, there'll be a cap of 250 trade visitors to the vegetable selling area. Now that's the block behind this one closest to me, stretching the entire length of the compound. The rule will be enforced from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. the next day, because that's when stall owners from wet markets across Singapore come here to get their supplies. Existing measures like the ban on public visiting and on-arrival testing for trade visitors will continue. The Singapore Food Agency says it's working to resolve teething issues and refine measures if necessary.
Well, not all stalls at Pasir Panjang Wholesale Centre are up and running just yet, but fruit retailers told CNA that business hasn't really been affected as they've been relying on other suppliers during the closure. One owner at Ghim Moh Market says in-store sales haven't been so good, so it's cut down on supply to cushion the impact, while others, like this one, switched to unaffected suppliers. This store gets 90% of its fruit from the wholesale centre, but the closure had minimal impact because it managed to stock up on supplies in advance. But like many other stalls, it says it'll be buying from PPWC again now that it has reopened.
Ordering from many sources, there's you can't really enjoy the bulk purchase benefit. So it's better to stick with a few suppliers rather than you have a wide range of suppliers. Our suppliers are very, very good and they are very understanding. And yeah, it's a working relationship with them for many years already.
Even if they were to close out for up to a week, I think we are quite okay with it. Yeah, I think there is a concentrated area whereby it conveniences everyone. But when that doesn't happen, then no choice. We have to go for a different route. There are alternatives, but it's just that it's not as convenient as when you can get it at a wholesale centre.